You know by now the decision made this week came from a grand jury, so we wanted to dig deeper into the process of how one is put together, starting with this question. What does it take to be seated on a grand jury?
I understand, Mr. Foreperson, that you have reached verdicts on the 5 counts that are before the jury.
It's a jury system most of us are familiar with. You get a summons in the mail to appear, fulfill your civic duty, and if chosen, sit on a jury, be it criminal or civil. But who's eligible to wear one of these badges as a member of a grand jury?
The same people that are eligible to sit on a regular jury. You have to be an adult over 18, you can't have a felony conviction, and you have to be a citizen of the United States.
But grand juries can differ from state to state, says Sacramento-based defense attorney Ken Rosenfeld, sometimes even county to county.
Placer County is different than Los Angeles for respect to their grand jury system. One has, I believe, 19 members, the other has 22 members, so each county can make their own individual rules.
But the goal's the same. Decide whether charges or an indictment should be brought forward against a defendant in a criminal case. Defendants who, in California, aren't called to testify in front of a grand jury. That wasn't the situation in Ferguson with police officer Darren Wilson.
He actually testified, the officer. That generally doesn't happen in a grand jury because the person doesn't even know what's really happening in the state of California, for the most part.
There's another big difference in terms of burden of proof.
Their grand jury has to actually believe that the prosecution can prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. In California, it's just enough evidence that the case should go to trial or could go to trial.
What about getting on a grand jury? In California, you either get a special summons or you can apply by contacting your local county's jury commissioner and be willing to make a time commitment.
Grand juries generally convene for a year, and the people that are allowed to be on the grand jury and accept the responsibility of it understand that they could be on that impaneled for a year.
Meaning ready to go at a moment's notice to hand down a recommendation that can change the course of someone's life.
In every county in the U.S. right now, there is a grand jury seated and ready to hear cases. If you'd like to find out more about being on a grand jury, again, contact your local county jury commissioner.